417. As we've been telling you, this is a big day for two of the biggest trials in North Alabama this year. I'm joined by local attorney Michael Timberlake to unpack it all. And thanks for being here, Michael. First of all, the Blakely sentence, the judge pretty much threw the book at him. What's the message the court is sending here?
Well, the court's obviously sending a message that this conduct was not tolerable and that she wants to punish the sheriff for what he did. The conventional wisdom amongst most of the attorneys that looked at this matter thought that it would be a parole sentence only. There are sentencing guidelines in Alabama that allow a judge that typically are mandated for a sentence like this that would indicate that the sentence would be parole. However, the judge in this situation deviated from those guidelines legally and was able to deviate from the guidelines by sentencing him to what we call a non-custodial sentence, which means he is not going to come into the custody of the Department of Corrections in Alabama. He's going to serve these sentences in jail. It won't be the Limestone County Jail, but it won't be a prison sentence. It will be a jail sentence in a county in Alabama. So it's pretty considerable that she did sentence him to jail time as opposed to just probation.
I don't see Blakely as the kind of guy who just fades off into the sunset here. And I guess his attorneys are already filing for an appeal. What are the grounds for that?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of issues for appeal in this case. I think there was a juror that initially said that indicated that she was dating a prison inmate and she was dismissed. That could be an issue. There are numerous issues involving the evidence that was admitted at trial. There's issues involving the juror after the fact that said that she didn't mean to convict him, and the sentence that we talked about with regard to the non-custodial sentencing, so that it's not a prison sentence, will certainly also be something that they'll take up on appeal.
All right. And Attorney General Steve Marshall agreed with that sentence, by the way. He sent out a statement today. He said those in public service must pay the price.
Yeah, well. And I think that's the message they were sending, is that this person that is in a position that you have to be trusted, he breached that trust and he deserves a harsh sentence.
Huntsville officer William Darby faced a sentence for a much more serious crime, obviously. He'll serve 25 years now. It could have been life, though, in prison. So do you think that was a fair sentence?
Well, the judge is in a position to hear all the evidence in the case, as well as the jury verdict, and hear the evidence that was presented at the sentencing hearing. So I feel like it's in her discretion to make this sentence. It was the recommended sentence by the prosecution, so that's important to look at. I also believe, although we haven't seen the actual order yet, that more than likely this is not going to be a sentence that will be eligible for what we call good time or a reduced sentence through jail. More than likely he is going to have to spend most of that 25 years in prison.
This case has, of course, chipped away further and divided the community and the police department. Do you see the end of this finally helping heal some of those wounds?
There's been some things that the city council has done in terms of felony convictions and termination of employees that I think are steps in the right direction. I think when we're looking at it, there also needs to be some clarity as to when the city is going to step up and defend an officer. And I do believe that the civil suit in this case is going to continue to allow this to be in the headlines and continue to allow the city, the city's going to continue to take a lot of heat for this because now we're moving into a phase where the civil suit's in play, and that's a little different than the criminal case, but it will still remain in the headlines.
Attorney Michael Timberlake, we appreciate your insight as always. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.